I've gotten this question so many times that I thought it was about time to address it. Do looks matter? And how can I stop worrying about my looks and stop trying to look a certain way to please other people or to make them like me and love me more? Well, first of all, looks do matter. If you're around people on a lower level of consciousness, they will judge you very, very heavily based on your looks, and your first impression will be really, really important, and just your overall quality of life will be affected by your looks. However, on a high level of consciousness, it kind of stops mattering so much. Now, that doesn't mean you don't dress well or you don't optimize your looks. It's just not that important anymore, and you don't really have to focus or put that much more attention on it. See, what's interesting is people that are somewhat successful tend to dress very, very sharply. They put a lot of effort into it. Maybe they have a very expensive suit. And then there's people on a much higher level of success that dress much more simply. Steve Jobs, great example, right? That same black sweater every single day. It's interesting. So I want you to, first of all, just understand that how you dress will not determine the quality of your life as a whole. And how you look, naturally, will not change what you're able to do and accomplish in your life for the most part. Now, what you want to do is optimize what you have, right? Make the most of it. So I used to be very overweight, and losing all that weight helped out a ton. I definitely look better now than when I was 60 pounds heavier, right? And that makes a lot of sense. However, I've always been around 5'7", maybe 5'8", and that's not really something I'm gonna fix. Now, I actually am very happy with my height, but a lot of people are very insecure. They don't feel good about it. It's something that's kind of like a pain point for them. And that for me was just something that I accepted right off the bat. I just knew that, hey, this is how tall I grew, so that's cool. And it's really not that bad. And it's never bothered me. And I don't understand this whole big deal that people have made about, especially men, how tall they are. It's actually great to be shorter, in my opinion. So what you see here is there needs to be a level of acceptance towards what you have. And then you just try to make the most of it. Because if you're there worrying about your looks and worrying about how you are and how people perceive you, you actually kind of start to lose value. And you start to feel bad about yourself. And you create this story about how you're not the right height, the right weight, the right skin color, right? And it's just all this, or I used to have acne when I was younger. Like, that's going to weigh on your shoulders so much, and it's actually not helping you at all. Take that same energy, it takes just as much energy to focus into how can I optimize around this. Maybe it's about dressing better. Maybe it's just about trying a different hairstyle. Maybe it's just about letting it go and relaxing and not giving it so much attention. Because the more you think, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I look, the worse you look and the worse your self-image becomes. And you're just making it into this negative spiral. So really, really practice acceptance. The real key is to optimize what you can and accept what you can't. Really understanding the difference there is what will put your mind at rest and make you not worry so much all the time about how you look. Now again, of course, do you look at other people and judge them based on how they look? Surely, to some degree, but then you care about how you feel around them. And that's what I really want you to understand is, most people, yes, they will judge a little bit initially, but then it's how you feel around another person that really makes your mind up on whether they're great to be around or not so much. So if you can be the type of person that's really bringing a phenomenal feeling to the people around you, people will forget about your looks very, very quickly. If you make someone feel happy when they're around you, that has 10 times the value of some nice looking haircut. And, you know, if you look back at my content, a lot of the time, I don't have a great haircut, or sometimes I have, you know, bad days where I just don't look that great. But it doesn't matter, because I make you feel good, because I make you happy, because I help you. So what do you care, right? I can obsess about it all I want and try to get everything just right, or I can just accept it and focus on what I can control and focus on how I can bring value. Now, this isn't really something that I like to spend a ton of time thinking about, but I like to share it with you because I think getting over it initially is sort of hard. But once you really understand this, and once you're able to, you know, make people laugh, once you're able to make them enjoy themselves because they're around you, your value skyrockets. And this just isn't a problem anymore, and you just don't really think about it because, hey, you're not insecure. You have some self-confidence, you feel good about yourself. So my best advice to you is to practice skills, get better at something, get better at communication, read books like Crucial Conversations, or go read up on jokes so that you can make people laugh, you know, memorize a few. Do things that actually add value in that way, and then you can spend less time worrying about your looks and improving your character instead, which in turn sort of naturally improves your looks. Because as you become a better character, you just kind of make better decisions and you naturally tend to look better, which is great, but it's just a little bonus. You really want to do that self-work so that you bring more value. And again, remember, optimize what you can, right? So if there is something you can make better, if you can dress a little better, if you can, you know, improve your hairstyle, great. If you can lose some weight or put on some muscle, fantastic. But ultimately, accept what you cannot change. And coming to terms with that takes away that insecurity point, which is what makes people ugly in the first place. When you're insecure and you're feeling bad because you don't have a certain amount of this or that, or you don't look like that person, that's what makes you look bad, because people can feel the insecurity. It's oozing off of you. You're putting it out into the universe, and people are feeling that, and it's repulsive. So it's about accepting what you have. That's the ultimate solution, because from there, working on your character, easy, effortless. Making people feel great around you, easy, effortless, because you're in full acceptance with how you look and who you are. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss a single upload. And if you'd like to experience a real breakthrough and some massive progress in your life, sign up for coaching. It's in the bottom left of your screen right now. If you click on that, you'll go to my website and you can book a free consultation to get us started.